Good day, it's May 13th, 2023. Another big lawsuit against former President Donald Trump has been won by the plaintiff in New York. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould, and welcome to The Pulse. Uncle Sam is on an international assignment on stories about refugees and displaced persons caused by wars. The 9-member jury in the civil rape and defamation lawsuit filed by writer E. Jean Carroll has found Donald Trump liable for sexually abusing her, and that the former president defamed her in how he denied and reacted when the revelation in her book about the assault that happened sometime in 1995 or 1996. Elle magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll sued Donald Trump under the Adult Survivors Act, a state law in New York which allows adult victims of crime to file a civil lawsuit within 1 year of the passing of that law, regardless of when it happened, without regards to statute of limitation. That is why even if the assault allegedly happened in 1995 or 1996, E. Jean Carroll was able to sue Donald Trump. In the lawsuit by E. Jean Carroll, she was sexually assaulted by Trump at the fitting room at Bergdorf Goodman department store. She testified in court that she bumped into Donald Trump, and what started as a friendly interaction that Trump needed help in selecting an outfit for his wife ended up with Trump pushing Carroll into the dressing room and closing the door behind him, pushed E. Jean Carroll against the wall, and was sexually assaulted. The same jury awarded $5 million in total damages to E. Jean Carroll. Trump lawyer promptly announced that they will appeal the case. Congressman George Santos, a Republican who represents District 3, which covers part of Queens and Long Island, New York, has been indicted by the Department of Justice. The congressman, who had been dubbed by some media outlets as a fabulist because of his lies about his personal history and resume that fooled many voters into electing him, that is just so fabulous to be true, surrendered to the federal court in Central Islip, New York in the early morning of Wednesday this week on charges of wire fraud, money laundering, and theft of public funds. In a 13-count indictment, Santos pleaded not guilty at his arraignment and posted a $500,000 bond set forth by the U.S. magistrate in New York. According to a report in Politico Online News magazine, Beyond Peace, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, was quoted as saying, "This indictment seeks to hold Santos accountable for various alleged fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations, and that taken together, the allegations in the indictment charge Santos with relying on repeated dishonesty and deception to ascend to the halls of Congress and enrich himself." The prosecutors mentioned 3 schemes by Santos. First, the 34-year-old Congressman Santos allegedly accepted $25,000 each from 2 campaign donors and deposited the money to a limited liability corporation formed by a political consultant for the campaign, and then transferred the money to George Santos's personal bank account, and eventually used this for his personal expenses. Second, Santos allegedly received $24,000 in unemployment benefits while he was employed at a Florida-based investment firm where he received a salary of $120,000 per year. Third, he made false statements to the House of Representatives about his financial conditions, conflicting his disclosures he filed, which, when verified, were understated in some items and overstated in other items. We are going to take a commercial break. Please stay with us.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is continuing to annoy Disney, and now even big banks like Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Ron DeSantis war against companies who had liberal policies sympathetic to the LGBTQ and abortion rights. Just this week at a board meeting of Disney, CEO Bob Iger has a blunt question for Governor Ron DeSantis. Do you want Disney to create more jobs in Florida or pay more taxes to Florida? Yes or no? The ominous threat made by Disney's Bob Iger was an indication of growing annoyance to Disney, who has a vast investment in Florida and has been relentlessly attacked by DeSantis and his allies as a woke company. Woke, a word that even DeSantis voters cannot define, is DeSantis' description of companies that are supporting the national sentiments that favor equal rights to LGBTQ and democratic values towards the market they serve. Ron DeSantis, who has been described by many mainstream media and other politicians as a fascist leader of the state, who made war with students and teachers over guns and banning books that mention transgender subjects and Black history. The war escalated now to big banks when DeSantis' ally, State of Florida Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Patronis, tells Bank of America and Wells Fargo Bank to drop their corporate activism or get out. Patronis' arrogance to confront the big banks and other corporations who disagree with DeSantis and his legislature has something to do with Florida's $36 billion in investment portfolios in these banks. These patterns of craziness that started in 2016 and has become normal behavior to these unhinged Republicans is continuing. People who work for these crazy people and become infected with this craziness themselves. A good example are the disgraced bureaucrats and lawyers who worked for the Donald Trump presidency and had become a believer of alternate reality, and those that has incurably lost their moral compass and believe in an alternate reality. In the Philippines, the fugitive Congressman Arnolfo Teves has been referred to the Interpol, the organization that helped track the movement of fugitives, criminals, or suspects who flee their country's jurisdiction. According to a report from CNN and Philippine Star newspaper in the Philippines, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla, the fugitive congressman, has been referred to the Interpol for help in tracking down the suspect. Congressman Arnolfo Teves Jr. is a suspect in the murder of 19 people in Negros Oriental, the 3rd congressional district he represents. Among the alleged murder victim of Teves' ordered killing or assassination of the Negros Oriental Governor Roel Dagamo in 2019. As of the last tracking of his movement, Secretary Remulla said that the congressman, who could not be located in the Philippines to answer the charges, has been on flight to Korea after he left the Philippines for the U.S. But then he went to Cambodia and back to Korea. From Korea, he took a flight to East Timor, where he was last known to be. While in East Timor, the fugitive congressman applied for an asylum, but was denied by the East Timor government. The congressman was given 4 days to leave the country, according to Remulla. The Philippine government, according to Justice Secretary Remulla, has one more option available to stop him from running from country to country, and that is to cancel his passport under the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, and also in the anti-money laundering law to freeze his asset while he is on the run. According to witnesses who came forward and told the National Bureau of Investigations, the congressman operated a criminal gang in Negros Oriental province in central Philippines and described by the Justice Department as a criminal enterprise. In international news, there is a semblance of conflicting stories in different media outlets when reporting the Cuban celebration of International Day of Workers, which is also the Cuban Labor Day, that is also celebrated worldwide as the Labor Day holiday. BBC News reported that the May Day celebration in Cuba was canceled due to gasoline shortage in the country. But other media outlets that were based in South America actually showed footage of a big celebration parade, though not as big as the previous year. In essence, it was a scaled-down version. The shortage of fuel arriving in the island country is blamed on inability of Venezuelan gasoline reaching Cuba, as Venezuela has cut down the delivery, as that country is also suffering from financial crisis.
With tens of thousands of people gathering in Havana's Malecón, Cuba celebrated the International Labor Day. Unions from several municipalities met near the U.S. Embassy to commemorate May Day and to show their support for the revolution.
El Día de los Trabajadores significa compromiso, significa honrar a las personas que llevan en sus manos el futuro y el destino de un país. Básicamente nosotros hoy los jóvenes podemos estudiar, podemos desarrollarnos, podemos aspirar a un futuro mejor porque tenemos personas que están ahí en la primera línea, que están en el surco, que están en la fábrica, que están en el hospital, asegurando el futuro de las nuevas generaciones y permitiendo que estemos hoy aquí.
Because of fuel shortages and the lack of mobility across the country, this year's May Day traditional celebrations had to be changed. Bad weather conditions also forced the authorities to postpone the official event. Still, Cubans didn't let this to prevent them from celebrating one of the most important dates on the island since the triumph of the revolution.
Realmente la situación del país es compleja, no es para nadie una novedad eso, ¿no? Pero sí creo que no nos ha detenido a los jóvenes para venir hoy aquí. Muchos de los jóvenes que creemos en la revolución, queremos luchar por la revolución y por eso estamos aquí hoy.
Cuba is currently experiencing an unprecedented tightening of the U.S. blockade, which prevents the island from freely importing fuel. food, medicines, and other basic needs.
No, definitivamente los ataques no van a cesar, la presión contra Cuba. Exactamente ese ataque contra Cuba, contra la revolución cubana, es porque hoy en día los trabajadores siguen apoyando esa revolución.
Yo creo que la revolución siempre ha tenido sus grandes enemigos y que los ataques no van a cesar nunca, precisamente por eso, ¿no? Por el espíritu que se vive aquí, por las ganas que le ponemos mucho, y en eso es en lo que radica su dolor, ¿no?
But even in the face of these challenges, Cubans assure that they will continue resisting in a creative way to defend their sovereignty and their right to live in peace.
Sí, pero nosotros estamos acostumbrados a no empequeñecernos ante esas dificultades. Siempre seguimos adelante, siempre seguimos luchando.
Además, tenemos experiencia, son 60 años de resistencia, y no solamente resistencia, sino resistencia creativa y desarrollo y progreso.
Para mí Cuba es revolución, es lo que siento, lo que viví desde que nací, lo que hicieron mis padres, mis abuelos, lo que me han enseñado desde que nací y por lo que quiero luchar.
Que a pesar del cerco, a pesar de las agresiones, a pesar de las difíciles situaciones en las que nos encontramos hoy, el pueblo cubano sigue confiando en la revolución, sigue apostando por la revolución y seguirá defendiendo la revolución.
When we come back, we will link up with Uncle Sam in Asia as he finds out what's happening to many displaced persons brought by wars in different parts of the world. Please stay tuned.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
Welcome back to The Pulse. Here's an interview by Uncle Sam from Yemeni-American who continues to work to help his family in war-torn Yemen. Uncle Sam?
Again, I'm Sam Buban for FilAmTV News, The Pulse. And I'm traveling internationally right now, interviewing people from Middle East and Sudan and other parts of North Africa. And with me today is Farouk, who is an American immigrant, an immigrant to the U.S. but was originally from Yemen, from Aden, the city of Aden in Yemen. So Farouk, how long have you lived in the United States?
Well, almost I live 55 years.
That's quite, you moved to the U.S. when you were still a young man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Now, I've been observing that the crisis in Yemen caused by the war, the civil war there, is not getting any better. Do you have families or relatives still living in Aden?
Oh yes, I have a lot. I have my family, my wife, my kids, my sister, my guy, everyone.
They're still in Yemen?
They're still in Yemen.
Okay. And how do you feel, what do you think is making this war just continue and worse?
Well, in my knowledge, all like Saudi Arabia, like Dubai, Iran, they want to take over Yemen. Why? Because Yemen, they have a lot of rich oil. And all this about to stealing the oil.
Okay.
Nothing else. And now who is suffering? The people of Yemen.
Yes, absolutely.
They are poor people, they have no food, they're dying every day, sickness every day. And the power, the electricity, they shut it off every 2 to 3 hours.
So a country who has so much oil is not powering their generators and generating plants to, to make power available, or electricity available to the population.
Yes,
there.
yes. If they want it, But the problem, you have some people in the government from all over. They don't want to do nothing to the people. They want them suffering to stealing the money for them only. They don't care about the people.
Do you have any relatives or friends that had been killed in the bombings that had been
Yes.
done by Saudi Arabia?
Oh yes, I have a lot from my family. Even they bombed me, my father's house.
Oh no.
And I have the picture.
You do?
Yes. You know, they destroyed my father's house and my sister's house and a lot of houses in Aden.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And all of them, my nephew, my niece, the baby, all died.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture?
Oh yeah.
Can you show us one or two that?
Yes, sir. This
So-
my father's house, this is my sister.
So this is the house of your father and your sister that was bombed by the Saudi
And Dubai.
and Dubai, Air Force, and it's just a sad
And
thing
all
that
of them
people
died.
there are suffering. They all died.
All died.
Oh my goodness.
My niece and my
I'm
nephew.
sorry for your loss. Thank you, Farouk, for showing us that. So, how are the food distribution there? Are your family, relatives able to access food in Aden?
Well, if I'm not working to help them, they will suffer.
Yes, I
No
can
food.
imagine.
And I don't believe it. Why the food is too expensive, more than USA.
Okay.
$100 one day is nothing.
I could imagine. But you're working, even though you are already retired, you went back to the workforce so that you will have the income to help the family in Yemen.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do, Farouk? What is your what kind of job do you do now?
Well, I'm working on the ship.
Okay, so you're a seaman.
Yes. To help the ship cook in the garden.
Okay.
Washing dishes and make salad.
All right. So you.
And I'm tired. I'm suffering. I'm old now. I'm 75. I'm supposed to have rest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So is the ship that you work for? Are they based in Houston or a Japanese company?
No, this is USA company.
Okay, it's an American shipping
Yes,
company.
yes.
And what are they transporting mainly?
Well, we are carrying cars
Okay,
to Japan.
I see. So from the US to Japan and does it also,
Japan to USA.
yeah, like Japanese brand cars.
Yes,
also.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, when was the last time you visited Yemen?
Well, last time I went there 2015.
2015. So it's been 7 years since
Yes.
you last visited, and only except that the situation in Yemen had gotten worse,
Worse and worse and worse.
worse and worse.
More worse.
Yes.
They've been talking. We make peace. No war. No, but they lie. All of them.
I see.
The government of Aden, the government of Sana'a, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Iran, all of them.
They want part of Yemen.
They want to take over Yemen, especially Bab al-Mandab.
Who is Bab al-Mandab?
Bab al-Mandab, this is like a Swiss canal.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is Aden, Bab al-Mandab, Dubai. They scared if they open Bab al-Mandab because they are worried about themselves. Jabal Ali.
which means
is
whoever controls the Babelman Dam, the canal,
yes,
will be the one who really be in power.
yeah,
Okay.
and they don't want to open the port of Aden. Port Aden is the main important
Yeah, it's
port
the main port
in the Middle East.
in commerce in the Middle East.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's why Dubai, they don't want to let the port of Aden open, to let them port, Jabal Ali in Dubai, to be going up.
I see.
And they destroy our port in Aden, and destroy Yemenis, and they kill the Yemenis. Now, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, they bombing the army, 30,000 army, they bombing from Dubai airline.
I see. So how far is Sana'a from Aden?
Well, if you
Today's travel.
yeah, if you going by airline, maybe half hour.
Half hour.
But if you go by car, maybe it takes 6-7 hours. That time.
Yeah.
But now it's different. He take you over 19 hours.
Because of the road and the
Because
checkpoints.
the road and checkpoint, and they destroy even the road.
I could imagine, with the bombings and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was wonderful. It was nice of you to talk to us.
Yes, sir.
I'm Sam at FilAmTV at The Pulse.
Anytime.
And we will call you when this segment is about to be broadcast.
Yes, I am ready.
Thank you so much.
I am ready.
Well, folks, we are out of time for today's broadcast. Please join us again next time here at The Pulse. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. Thank you on behalf of The Pulse with Uncle Sam for watching, and God bless your week.